Yeah.
Guys, look at that.
Clean, fresh, nice. Then the funny thing, that's why I always advocate for people to really believe in themselves. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe you.
Hey guys, welcome to BK Lately. Today we're doing things a little bit different. So, there's a friend of mine from way back in the media industry. I can't believe she quit and now I've quit. So we are two quitters. Liz, have you heard that? Ladies and gents, Lizz Ntonjira, she has her book, You Can. And I just saw it and I was like, girl, I have to feature you on my YouTube channel because it is amazing. So I don't want to talk a lot about that. Liz, have you heard what I've called us?
What have you said?
See, I've said I quit. You quit the media a long time ago, like acting, like news anchoring and all that, mainstream. And then I also quit like the other day, and so we're quitters. Okay, guys, so this is Liz. Liz, say hi to everybody.
Hey guys, how are you doing? Salama. This baby is here today, and I said she loves seafood, like I think authentic seafood.
Gosh, let me wash my hands. Wait first.
Crabs.
Wait. Let me wash my hands first. Let me wash my hands.
So today I'll show you how to make them, and I'll ask your sisters and Ivana if you actually did make for them.
You think Ivana can eat something like this?
We won't show her this. We'll just remove the meat and give her.
You know me, I love eating this. Okay, I love prawns and I love crabs. But like on a special day. But now on a regular.
Hello, Betty.
Oh my goodness.
They're harmless.
Guys, look at that.
Clean, fresh, nice. Then the funny thing, they are this. So when you want to buy the best crab, buy the male one. And how you know the male?
Did you have to talk kind of like that?
How you know the male one? It's the one with like sort of bluish hair. The female has like red.
Oh really? So this is the bluish.
This is more.
So this was a guy.
These two were dudes.
Both of them were dudes.
Yeah.
Maybe they were fellas or brothers.
Imagine.
Maybe they were homies. My goodness. So and I love prawns.
Yes. So
okay. So prawns.
I decided kutakuwa na alternative.
Yeah. So at least they're prawns. Moss, do you like prawns?
Oh, of course.
Moss like, and Moss, have you ever seen these ones without the
even when they're alive?
You've seen them?
Yeah.
And you love them, right?
Do you love them? Hey Moss, Manisha. I didn't even know that about Moss. Now I know. So do you like to cook? Because me, I always tell my people, I don't like to cook, but I love to clean.
To cook.
No way.
I can teach her how to cook.
Me, I can teach you how to clean.
What are you trying to say?
No, you know me, I'm really like meticulous when it comes to cleaning. So I don't like to cook, but we live in a nice house that is clean, and the bed sheets would be clean, but there's no food. Yeah, that's kind of the kind of wife I would be.
So now we'd be great partners.
We're partners or something.
Exactly.
But listen, so you love to cook. So do you only love to cook on special occasions like now that BK Lately is in the building, or do you like to cook all the time?
Imagine I like cooking all the time. Like sometimes I just feel when I want to exhale, when there's a lot of pressure, I just say, you know what, let me just go cook something.
Really?
Yeah.
And you cook for everybody or just your meal?
Everybody.
Of course. Okay. In our house, Karen and Gloria would make themselves something together with Ivana. Then me, I'm just left there, just like
No.
So you have to wait for the nannies to do something.
No.
So you cook for, you cook
everybody.
for
Everybody. In fact, David says, and I love my kids. They're always like, Mama, you should cook more often.
Really?
Like, we love your food.
So you really know how to cook?
Yeah, apart from chapo and mandazi and
see, now
kaimati. Those are the hard ones.
Me, those are the ones that. My future Buddha, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you have to have a chef in the house. Okay, so let's get to how long does it take to cook this?
It's such a simple meal.
And you even put nyanyas.
Yeah, you put all that stuff. But you have to be strong to do that.
Yeah.
And cut the two legs.
But it's so funny how these things are not cheap, but you only eat a small bit of it.
Okay, how much do you think they are?
I only buy them in restaurants and they're really expensive.
They're expensive in the restaurants, yeah.
Just
I think it's the work that goes into making them.
Okay, yeah.
Because this to just take a wild guess, like semani kilo.
Yeah.
How much is a kilo of meat? Like
600.
600, yeah.
700 there.
So how much? This, let's say it's a kilo because they're 2 and they're really fat.
This thing is fat. So how much is this?
These 2 were like 510 bob.
Really?
Yeah.
But you see now this one's for a whole family. Imagine there's Ivana, Karen, Gloria, the nannies, myself. How many kilos do you need to make this actually work?
Imagine it can work. You know the beauty of crab is in the eating. You could tuanisha hizi vitu, like all that stuff. It's really fun.
Mrs. Ishiba.
You eat to get full.
Yeah, you need to get full. But
I can't.
Let me show you. It will be a lot. I promise you.
Really?
It will
Remember,
be
we'll come with a crew.
We'll just season this.
And how come you're not feeling cold? Do you know out there it's like freezing?
You know, akimusema Mrs. Kwangi baridi.
Okay, so yeah. So this can feed a family of how many?
This maybe
This
about
is just me and you.
4. No, it's not just me.
Yeah.
You'll see how thick because it's saucy.
Yeah.
Let me show you how to make that sauce. So you would need.
Can I help you? If I don't like to.
Onions. I don't know. Do you like chili?
I like chili, but I don't know if everybody else likes chili.
Okay, we can leave away the chili.
Okay.
Yeah.
V. Tumekuja wote.
Then there is crushed garlic and some bit of ginger. I'm not usually a fan of ginger so much.
Yeah.
And then there is thyme, just for the oomph. Then there's coriander and dania.
Dania, yeah. And tomatoes.
And tomatoes and some lemon
Oh,
juice.
this is what I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Seafood, man. And I can already start tasting the deliciousness of it all. So tell me, Liz, do you miss TV, by the way?
Imagine.
People keep asking me that. People keep asking me, but when are you coming back on TV?
Right.
And I'm like, my life is so nice out here. Like, there's no pressure. There's no, hey, you added weight. Oh, you need to lose some weight. There's no satisfaction you can give to people.
Exactly. I always say, if I had $1 for every time I've been asked why I left TV or if I miss it, I'd be so rich.
Yeah, even me, I'd be so rich, man. I wish there's somebody who would pay us to answer that question.
I think for me, the fulfillment came with, I really wanted to make an impact behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes with our work,
Yeah.
I feel like it was a bit superficial in terms of, just go look. I actually enjoyed reporting more because you're going to the field.
Yeah, I also liked up close more. You go and meet real people. The studio was glamorous, but
it was,
me, if I can go back to just do up close only, I'd be very happy. But those ones for good
just
evening.
Like Women in Power. Like
you remember Women in Power?
Let me tell you, I used to wake up at 2 a.m. to go follow someone their day, the way they wake up. Like it's exciting.
So cool. That was so cool. I remember one day I was going to feature Nana Gishaga. So we had to be at her house by, was it 4 o'clock? Imagine.
Yeah.
But waking up that, I'm just like, I'm like, Sarah, let's go.
Yeah.
Because, you feel like now I'm telling a real story.
Exactly.
Other times, you've done even stories of women who are in the slums and they're trying to do their thing also.
Exactly.
Then you hear like real stories of people who you wouldn't see on,
And it's so exciting doing those stories. News is fine. I think my love for TV when I started doing current affairs news. I just don't like politics. And it was so depressing and exasperating sometimes when you leave the studio. It's bad news after bad news after bad news.
What's that thing for bad news? Always been the, what do you call it, the person who is the conveyor of bad news all the time. So me, I love the time when, this COVID was there, the pandemic. So as in it's one 300 to 220. I'm just like, gosh, this is so depressing.
I think we have to develop the habit of being intentional in the different media houses, not just in Kenya but Africa as a whole. balancing, yes, politics, but also balancing with the socio-economic news and the human interest news. Because I've met so many people who tell me I don't watch the news nowadays because it's always depressing. Yeah. So it would be really great to hear.
Abuses. Yes.
What are those guys
I
doing?
know. Anyway, let's not even get into that. What's your management to achieve? Mainstream media. But let me ask you.
I hope you guys like onions. Because onions, the trick to cooking, since wewe hujui kupika upendi, onions, not tomatoes.
Seriously?
Onions give the food the lather.
Really?
Onions, yeah.
Okay.
You see even.
And she must endorse that message.
Yes, it's the onions.
So it's the onions. Oh my goodness. So, were you scared, by the way? Because, that's the other thing. Were you scared, like, losing employment and now, of course, you were doing your things on your side, but having that constant paycheck?
Yeah, you see, when I left TV, I was going straight to the public sector.
Yeah.
I worked for CAK, the Competition Authority of Kenya.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was setting
Actually, now that you said that, I remember this date of ours supposed to happen way back. Do you remember those days?
Yes.
Yeah, let's hook up.
But I was setting up the department from scratch, like the comms and external relations department. They didn't have one. Also trying to understand the public sector. For me, it was exciting because as the fourth estate, we were always checking the people in power. And I really wanted to understand, so what really happens in the public sector?
Yeah. How does it work?
Yeah, and it was a pleasant surprise for me where I worked, the state agency I worked. Maybe it's not the same story everywhere, but that director general, I'll never forget. He taught me so many lessons because he would be at work at 6 a.m. like 5:45, 6 a.m.
Wow.
So these stories or narratives we'd hear of people report at 11. I never saw that.
They leave their court and then they leave go for lunch.
I never saw that.
Never saw that.
Yeah. And then,
was it hard learning something different from what you're used to in the media now? You're learning about things within your policies and all these things.
It wasn't that hard. In fact, I felt like now I was utilizing my law degree because a lot of the work, a lot of the work that we did at the authority was about mergers and acquisitions, the law that they need to follow, enforcement, trade practices, consumer protection. So it was exciting. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So do you feel like now you're fulfilling your purpose more than you were a few years ago?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good for you. So we've been talking about the book, but now where are we at right now?
No,
these are just onions.
Yeah, it's just the onions simmering. Then you put this.
Okay, that is the what?
Wait. Sorry,
I thought this was supposed to put as the last thing so that they. No way.
For the crab, so we'll spare some. So it wanted Gary, it's dead.
No, but it wanted.
The recipe requires you.
He wanted
to put some so that to just make the soup thick.
Okay.
Just a bit of it. I know some people use it for garnish as well. Yeah. So you can use
that's Dania, right?
Yeah.
So I really like to just taste it in meals. So I like, and then a lot of it.
Then these are just the small madridos of like the nice smell. It smells really good. Smell it?
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, said that thing before. My food.
I drink an arm and a leg.
I know. I said these things are so expensive to buy in a restaurant,
and yet they're so cheap to make at home.
Okay, so I've got my lesson. Maybe I'll start. So how do we make the prawns as we continue?
The prawns, good. Actually, let's switch this. So you make the prawns.
So I just pima with my nini, with my eyes.
Your eyes, yeah. I always pima with my eyes.
Evo.
So just add some butter. Like we're making some garlic buttered prawns.
Like this one?
Yeah, you add just a bit more.
Okay. Gosh, and yeah, I need help. If there's anybody out there who wants to cook, to help me, to teach me how to cook.
See, I've offered my services.
No, I want a chef who's a guy.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
sorry, I do not qualify.
There you go, Nimewasha.
Boa.
So,
And there too.
yeah, like this.
Then
Please, guys, just check this
when
out.
it melts completely, just add that.
All of it.
Yeah. You smell that aroma.
I smell that aroma is aromatic. It's amazing. Oh my goodness. So now are you finding more time to spend with family?
I wish, yeah, like my Sundays have always been untouched. I always make sure that I spend it with my family. Like, hiyo siku, I don't know what would take me to get out of the house, to be honest. I have to structure and prioritize a lot of things.
Yeah.
So Sundays are for family. Saturdays are for our salon errands.
I get
Congrats
it.
on your wonderful.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Massage.
Yeah, come for a massage. Come for a spa date.
I'll come for a spa date.
So what else do I add?
No, you can just add the prunes.
Already. But without the water.
Yeah. So I don't know if you like to have some bit of onions on it.
Yes. You said the onions are the onions are the way to cook the mustard.
Yes. I think actually the peak of my career was when I was invited to the United Nations, UNCTAD, to give a presentation on how more competition agencies across Africa can be able to use communication strategies for just stakeholder engagement, and it was really exciting.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, it was really cool.
But you've had quite a number of speaking engagements for so many years now.
Yeah, and some amazing awards.
Amazing awards too.
And
Which one is your most favorite award? The one that you were like, okay, here I did so damn well.
wow, they're all so special. Like they're all like not, I wouldn't say a rubber stamp, but you know, sometimes when you're making decisions and everybody around you is like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah.
And you get this award
just
that
each
you
one
didn't
by
even
one.
know, that you didn't even know about, and you're like, oh, so this was actually the right path. That's why I always advocate for people to really believe in themselves. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe you. It doesn't matter if I tell you, Betty, you can zip line from here to there.
Yes, you won't be able to do it.
If you don't believe it, you can't do it.
That is actually one of the things whenever I'm having these talks and mentorship with young girls and even guys, I just tell them first, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else.
Yeah, nobody else will.
Not your kids, not your wife, not your husband, it has to be from you.
It has to come from you. That's really, really,
yeah.
That's the main ingredient to everything.
Yeah, I like that.
And you know, you don't need a fan club to achieve your dreams. You just need to push yourself.
I like that point. You don't need a fan club.
Yeah.
Don't think you have to have 10,000 followers to be heard.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
Or to make an impact. I always say, Betty, like for me and the work I do, whether it's at work, my daily job, or the projects that I have personally, like if I impact even just one person, changes their perspective about life, or impact them, and then that person is able to pay it forward to 2-3 people, those 3 people, and that's how we create impact.
That's true. I like that. It's leaving a mark.
Exactly.
And I think you have. Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah.
But sasa hiyo ni soup. Hiyo ni soup ya kula kitu kama ugali hivyo.
Lakini hatuwezi kula crab na ugali.
I know. So crab you eat alone on its own.
You can eat it with rice.
I don't ever get
just
the rice
white
thing.
rice.
You
don't like rice?
It's just gonna be alone.
Okay, no problem.
But it's fine. We can try. Hizi ndo zinakataa hapa zinatengeneza soup. Hii soup hata sijui inakaaje.
Don't worry, hiyo yote itaisha. Itasima. So you drop this to things like this. So when we're eating is the most interesting part. When we crack this, oh my gosh.
Oh my god, the deliciousness.
The nyama that is in here.
The nyama.
You see this? Like
Yes,
when
yes,
it's,
yes, yes.
oh my gosh, yeah, it's so delicious.
So you see how there's nothing inside. This one doesn't have.
Yeah, this one don't have nyama.
That is the lemon.
Yeah, this is just the lemon.
But bakisha kidogo, you know when you're eating it will.
Aufujali komingi.
Komingi. There you go.
So you see now it's like black, but it's getting red as it gets ready. It turns color.
Yeah. So ladies and gents, this is VK Lately, and today I'm hanging out with the one and only Lizz Ntonjira. And I say the one and only because she's done quite an amazing job with this Youth Can, her book.
Yes!
I mean, girl! I am so happy for you. I am so happy for you because when I came in, you said like this was a labor of love.
It was really a labor of love. In fact, my team at work was asking, like it caught everybody by surprise because they were like, when did you do this? Because your job is so demanding.
Yeah.
You've never fallen back like with deadlines or anything.
Yeah.
When were you doing this?
Yeah. Who knew about this? If even
Very
your workmates
few
didn't even know that.
Like I think less than 10 people.
Yeah, you can
knew
keep a
about
secret like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Wow, maybe it was me. Insta stories. But that's amazing. But we're all different, you know.
Yeah.
But tell us about Youth Can, because let me tell you, when I saw it first, I even posted it on my Instagram.
Yeah, thank you
because
so much.
I could not believe that a woman like me, because I think we're the same age or something, has actually done it, has actually written a book, and it's about the youth, you know, and it's about the youth of Africa.
Yeah.
So how did this come about?
So I've always dreamed about this moment since I was like 9 years old.
No
the
way.
first article that was ever published was when I was 10 years old. So I was so excited.
Yeah.
I remember I used to buy, but not even that. Every time I used to write to the Young Nation, and every Sunday I used to tell my dad, please buy, I want to see the Young Nation because I wanted to see
the stories.
So the day I saw my name,
no way.
oh my, I cried.
Oh, look at you. I would cry too.
Yeah, so it's been a passion, a lifelong passion for writing. Just, you know, being able to break down something that could be complex into something palatable for people to understand, to inspire, to empower. For me, that's really what makes me sleep at night.
Amazing. And I follow you on Twitter, and I normally see a lot of your updates about what you're doing, but also, I mean, I know this is from the heart because you're always commenting about things to do with young people.
Yeah.
So why young people? Is it because you're young? Is it because you've seen something that maybe we haven't seen about, you know?
Yeah, I just
Africa?
feel like there is a silent prejudice against young people. It saddens me when I read this because I love reading. So I'm always like getting updates about different articles that have been published, and you know, they shame a lot of millennials. Yet they don't understand or acknowledge we live in different times. Back then, the cost of living cannot be compared to the cost of living now.
It's crazy right now.
I mean, because of new media, digital media, life has been made simpler.
Yes.
And just because it's been made simpler doesn't mean that we are lazy.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Yeah, it's just about improving efficiency.
Which should obviously happen. That's why we're
always evolving.
Yeah, we're always evolving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've sat in panels where, you know, and the discrimination or prejudice against young women is even worse. I've sat in a panel where somebody said, you know, let's not hire too many girls before they all get pregnant at the same time.
Gosh, and that's the thing, but I've even had this in the newsroom. You remember in the newsroom when you get pregnant, then somebody else,
it's
and then
like
guys are
an inconvenience.
Yeah, it's like, gosh, all these women in the newsroom are getting pregnant all the time. I'm like, oh my goodness. And whoa, so that actually happened even in different panels
in different industries, and people constantly complaining young people don't know how to do this or that, which is really farther from the truth, because thankfully I've met so many young people across Africa who are breaking barriers, who are doing things that some of us only imagine of doing.
Right.
Yeah. I sit down with people, somebody who's 30 or 31 and has 2 PhDs.
Imagine.
And you're thinking, how?
Okay,
and it's not even about just the PhDs.
Yes,
it's about people who maybe because of the circumstances they have, they've not been able to, further their education. Like there's somebody here called Palesa Libe. She's a brilliant young lady from Lesotho. Who, because of various challenges, is still trying to complete her education. But regardless of that, she teaches young kids in Lesotho to code.
Oh, nice. Oh,
yeah,
really?
She teaches them about coding and robotics at such a young age.
And that's her claim to your book.
Yeah.
That's her claim to your book.
Yes.
Wow.
And, we have people like Ambassador Jindi Diu, Uwi Hanganye from Rwanda, who's the current ambassador the High Commissioner, to Singapore from Rwanda. And he was appointed the Minister for Transport at our age, 30.
No way.
30, yes. At 30, he was appointed Minister of Transport in Rwanda, in the Republic. And you see, I love Rwanda because the president is intentional about passing the baton.
I mean, you mentioned, those maybe 2-3 people who are here, but how did you choose them? Because, and I love this. You see that? I love this. How did you choose who gets to share the story on your book?
It was really, really difficult. It was sort of a research that I did for about a month and a half, close to 2 months, just reading about the people, reaching out to them. And the reason why we have #YouthCan, I think I'm the first author to put a hashtag in the title of a book.
You go, girl. But I've never seen actually.
It's because, it's because
but it's also appealing to.
Yeah.
It's appealing to us also.
It's because of the value of social media. So, we have so many trolls, but at the same time, we have people who use social media for good. Yes. 85%, 85 to 90% of the people here, I reached out via Instagram.
No way.
LinkedIn.
No
Facebook,
way. Twitter, I'm sure. No way. 85%?
Yes. I do not know
So that shows you the power of social media if used positively.
You use it to partner, to collaborate, to build, to impact. So deciding who was really difficult, but finally, there was some check box to check. But I really wanted, the mean age of the people featured is 27.
No way.
Yes, the youngest being 9 years old.
No
and
way.
the oldest 60 years old.
No way.
Yes.
So how did the 60-year-old get into this book?
Because it's the
he
book
or she?
It's a hit of Professor Bitangendemo.
Oh, okay. If it's him, then it's okay. Because he's written a lot about, young people. So if it's him, it's fine.
So the way the book is structured is it's divided into 12 chapters. Each chapter focusing on different industries. Say media and arts, technology, agriculture, etc. So we have a letter from an industry leader or thought leader, and that's where the likes of Prof. Bitange come in, writing a letter to young Africans about his learnings growing up, his experience, his failures, his lessons, his guidance to the young Africans. And then the rest of the chapter is like 3 to 4 features of young Africans under that particular industry doing extraordinary things.
My goodness, I love this structure because it's it feels like you're actually talking to the real youth of Africa who are actually doing all these things. Are there stories that touched you in a different way about all this? But how many people did you feature? How many are they in total? 50.
29 men, 29 women and 21 men from 22 different African countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are there stories, is there one that you can say like, my goodness, especially if it's closest to home, if it's a Kenyan story that you remember so well about this?
The Kenyan, they're all so amazing.
I know they're also amazing, but is there one that you know?
There's one, like I was reading, when I was doing the interview, like I even had tears,
Really?
One from a gentleman from Nyamira County called Justin Abuga. He's the founder of Ikobora. Ikobora offer the smokeless Jikos. It's all about green energy. And the reason why he got into that was because his mom got a very bad lung infection. And this was brought about by, using firewood to cook.
Yeah.
So they inhale a lot of smoke. He sat down and asked himself, how can I make things better for my mom and for the rest of the moms in the village, as well as the chefs in the school? And right now he's impacted over 5,000 lives.
No way.
Yes.
From Nyamira to the world.
To the world. Another, oh my gosh, they're all so amazing.
Don't cry.
I don't want to cry.
We'll all start crying over here.
Is Georgine Auma. She is the founder of Deaf Girls Initiative. And she, at the age of 9, she was diagnosed with mumps, and the side effect of mumps medication is hearing loss. So she had
mumps, like the mumps, right?
The mumps, imagine.
Yeah.
So she's such a brilliant young lady who scored an A in her KCSE and who wanted to pursue, a career in engineering, but she couldn't because they couldn't be able to teach her. The course is not available for, to be able to be interpreted to something that she could be able to understand. So it was, she felt bad, but she picked a career in teaching, and now she's teaching the next crop of engineers.
Really?
Yes. And she's done so much work. She's advocating for the whole of East Africa, for persons with disability to be included. Like, the stories are so... they're so diverse.
And they're so big. And they're so big.
Yes.
So, have you met everybody that you've interviewed? Or some of them gave you their stories via... social media platforms?
So that was a very interesting process. So some I interviewed either via Zoom, via WhatsApp calls, using Google Translate.
No way!
My dear friend from Cape Verde, Graça Sanchez, because some of the people featured, English is not their first the national language. So it's French, it's Portuguese.
That must have been difficult.
It was difficult transcribing, translating. So, but it was such, I married my passion for youth and passion for writing into this. So
wow,
I was really
I have
excited.
to commend you.
But some did submit. I sent questions. They submitted. Then we iterated that process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to meet them, especially the ones you've not met? Do you want to meet them?
Absolutely. I mean, there's some amazing names like Eno Essien. They've been cheerleading and saying, Liz, this is a fantastic project. Tell me, what can I do? If it wasn't this corona, I would come for the launch. Like, there's such, like, I literally cry when I speak to some of them. No, I won't, don't worry.
I want to cry on your behalf. But my goodness, it's so good to see you winning, and it's so good to see you, making your passion come to life, bringing your passion to life, and through this book that all of us will read, and people will read out there and get inspired. Because like you mentioned, sometimes we don't believe in ourselves too much. Let me ask you, did you have a moment when you thought you could not do this? Like, you had a bit of self-doubt, like, okay, am I crazy? Am I going to do this for real?
Yeah, I think I didn't doubt that I couldn't do it.
I like that. You didn't doubt.
Yes. I knew I could do it. It was just meeting my deadline that I wasn't sure, because it's people from different countries, people who are at different spaces in their lives. It was a corona period. I think meeting my deadline was my biggest fear, but I did meet it.
But you did meet it.
I recall during that time I had to go do a minor surgery.
Really?
Yes, and the following day 2 after my surgery, I was busy on the laptop. My husband was like, "Are you crazy?"
No way.
Yeah.
But that's what I call passion and commitment. So, one of the last questions I'll ask you. So, for anybody who wants to read this book, to get it for themselves, what is it that they should look out for? Like, because many young people actually want to be inspired. I meet so many people like, just tell me one thing that will make me leave this level to the next. So for somebody who's gonna read this book, what is it that they should search for here?
What they should search for here is just inspiration. Like, when you're feeling bruised and battered by the different challenges and blows that life you face in life, like, this is something that will always keep you going, and you'll tell yourself, oh wow, if Londi Kobo from South Africa, by the way, she's the first ever dredge master female in Africa.
No way.
Yes, if she could do it, I can do it. You move.
Wait, let me see a picture.
Yes,
Londi Kobo, 33.
Yes.
Man said, I'm not doing enough in my life, man. I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So it's, and some of the feedback I've gotten, and I've had so much support, so I'm so grateful, because it's not been even 2 weeks since the launch, and we are almost hitting 200 copies gone.
Congratulations. And
Thank
I'm sure after
you so
this,
much.
guys, BK lately, if you're a parent and you're watching this, or if you're a young person and you're watching this, man, I'm going to get it also for myself, for my sisters, because I also want them to be as inspired as all this 50, entrance. Okay.
So it's a learning tool, it's a reference point, it's a source of inspiration and empowerment. That's what I would say.
I'm so proud of you.
Get it.
Where can we get it, and how much is it expensive? Can we afford it?
Yes, you can afford it. So the strategy, like even the paper I've used, is pretty expensive. So I really wanted to make sure that it's quality stuff.
Looks really nice, by the way.
So a copy goes for 3,000 shillings.
The smell of new
Oh yes. It goes for 3,000 shillings.
3,000
You can buy it at www.youthcan.africa. It's such a seamless process. One of the strategies that we're also using is we have some friends of the network, the Lizz Ntonjira network, and what they're doing is somebody purchases, because they financially can, 2 copies and say, I'll purchase 8 or 10 copies for the youth within your platform.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So young people should also join your platform.
Yes, please join on www.lizzntongjiranetwork.com. Please join. It's a repository of such amazing insights. There's a mentorship platform, so we do quite a bit.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm so proud of you. Keep going.
You.
We'll be here
And
to
I'm
support
so proud of you too.
Thank you. Well, I'm proud of you. I'm more proud of you. So guys, get the book. And I mean, if you want to be inspired, like she said, actually I like what it says here: a collection of powerful, inspiring and challenging stories from youths breaking barriers across Africa to the world. The world should know we're coming.
Absolutely, they should.
Tunakam. No bias. So thank you so much, Liz.
Thank you.
So let's eat some crabs.
Remember,
we have a meal to eat.
Yes, I hope we didn't ban.
I hope so too.